Hey everybody, what is up? This is Monkeypuzzle, and I am here on the ARK Island map reset with Gaming Evolved plus IronMine, and this should be episode number 3, I believe. So, I wanted to check in with you guys about what's going on here in the village and show you what I'm about to build. That's a 120 Bronto up there, but I don't think I have time to do that right now. That would be a big tangent. Anyway, folks are starting to build stuff. I think this must be Sledder. Just looking in his window here, it looks like he's got a neat little 2-level thing going on. And then we got a cool thing going on over here where Jack Spyro is making a destroyed ship, which is pretty cool. Syntac and Neo have a neat little shaped base going on here. And then, let me see, this is, I believe, Cryo and Mind Melt and Lady M. Just a nice little safe box there. But they're building over on the other side of the island by the Stonehenge place. And SW Chris, this has a little temporary shelter for his beasts here as well. There is a community forge here where actually I've been crashing out. And it's got some basic stuff. And then Aaron B and I... You saw last episode when we tamed Tanky Tamer, and then we've got a bunch of dillos here that we're using to get eggs. We've got like 21 eggs on Tanky Tamer right now because we need a Doedicurus and Ankylo pretty darn quick. Got some glitchy crops there. Looks like they're growing really fast. I'm losing the daylight here, but I'm just going to do a brief intro and then I've got some work to do. Let me make it so you guys can see a little bit better. So yeah, back here, well, Aaron started all these compost bins, and he got a pig around here somewhere. There we go, El Cerdo, who is now, he made a whole bunch of fertilizer from that. So I went ahead and made these weird glitchy crop plots. These are actually the Stuctures Plus crop plots, and if you look in them, they've got a whole bunch of slots in them. So I like that, and just set up to make a little meat jerky here. I got the first piece, and pretty soon we'll be able to make the Dillo egg kibble to use for getting a Doedicurus. And why would I want that? Well, because I've got my own build project coming up pretty darn quick here. So I'm going to show you the start of that, and then I'm going to get to work. And so this is a bridge that Neo Cryptor made, which is pretty cool indeed, right here. And then Raleigh, I have to say, I don't want to play favorites, but this is my favorite so far, I think, until I go look over there, of using the Stuctures Plus to make these nice little peaked areas and stuff. It's very cool shape. A lot of different levels and things going on there. So I really like that. And then over here, it looks like Mind Melt actually is doing a whole lot. I hadn't seen a lot of this, and he's got a cool shape going on here too, using a lot of the different Stuctures Plus stuff as well. So definitely digging that. And then let me see, UTC had a platform so far with just a cooking pot, because you know how he has to dye his armor first before anything else. It got destroyed by Calicotherium, but I put his dyes into a chest there for him. And then let me see, a couple people have started actual rafts here. It looks like one that actually had a ship on it got taken away. O'Reilly hasn't done a whole lot yet with his, but it looks like it's just sort of a utility thing to get around and explore. And then down here around the bend, I started on the other side so you'd get a perspective of where this is. Right here is where I'm going to build something with Boring LP. So right where this cliff juts out the furthest and kind of creates this little pinch point, I'm going to build a gated wall here just for protection. So alpha raptors and things, or whatever alphas and bad things, don't come around the corner here, at least. Although they can still come off the cliff and come from over there. It'll be a minimal amount of protection, but part of what needs to be done. And then out here, the wall is going to go out into the water far enough that a dino wouldn't walk around it. And then at that point, it won't be too far out. We want to build a lighthouse. Nothing huge, but just tall enough that the main area on top can't be bit into by a T-Rex or something like that. and use the Autotorches mod to keep it lit up all the time, at least at nighttime. And then that will be kind of a spawn base for us, but it provides a couple community functions of the protection from the wall, and then the lighthouse might be useful for folks coming back in on their rafts or their aquatic mounts. And speaking of those, we'll also make this a little harbor for us to keep our aquatic mounts, so that will be part of the build as well. And this might take me more than an episode, we'll see, especially since I'm on alone right now and BLP is not here. But we'll see how far I get. We have a base picked out for the long run. It's up over there. I'll show you that later. But it doesn't have access to the water, so this will be a nice adjunct to it. So killing a bunch of birds with one stone here. And speaking of stone and wood and thatch, back over there, I've actually got a bunch of materials already stockpiled. The chest each, basically, a big box each of those materials, which, how can I be dehydrated right here? Let's drink some seawater, and we'll be fine. But I'm still gathering with metal tools. Oh, now I'm starving. I got a lot of needs here. I'm a needy little character. So, yeah, I'm still gathering with metal tools, which is one of the reasons why we're getting the kibble ready for the doties, because that will help a lot. But hopefully this won't be too ambitious of a build, and the metal tools will be able to suffice. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and start clearing the area. I just wanted to show it to you before I'd done that, so you can see what we're starting with. And then I'm going to make some parts, and we'll get to building. So I'll see you then. Alright, I got the area cleared. I gotta hurry up because things keep coming back. I've already picked all these rocks up. But one thing I want to make real quick first is in here, so let me get it up. There's the crafting bench for Stuctures Plus. So let's go ahead and make that. That's going to allow us to make things like the Stuctures Plus Behemoth Gate. And I don't know what else because I've actually never used it before. It normally has a functionality where it will actually pull stuff from nearby chests. Oh, it needs to be on the floor. Okay, let me make a foundation real quick. Anyway, I was saying that it normally pulls stuff from nearby storage, but I think they've turned that functionality off for this map because that just seemed a little too far from vanilla. I actually wouldn't mind that, but let's look in here and see what it has. So, bunch of different stuff. The crafting, okay, yeah, there's a Stuctures Plus version of the mortar and pestle that you can pick up. I actually made some of these. Those are the kind that are up there I just showed you. Anyway, I can look at it some more later, but in stone, let's go ahead. We need to make the stone gateway. No, actually the stone behemoth gateway, which has the old numbers, which is good because the vanilla one is up to like 950 stone right now or something silly. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put the stuff in here and make that. And the great thing about this behemoth gateway is that we're going to be able to pick it up. So that's pretty cool if I mess up. And then something else I've been playing with here. I'm not going to try to place it just right now because I can go ahead and do that off camera. But there's these things that are, what are they called? They're called the stone fence supports. And these are the solution to being able to make fences that are even. We can start down here. We can start up here. Actually, let me start down here. Well, actually, for the purposes of demonstrating, I'm going to do it starting up here. So you can see it's got an arrow on it. That shows you which way is going to be the outside, I believe. So we'd probably want it to be this way. And I'm just going to put this in the old place because I'll make it perfect later. So you can see it's like 2 fence posts, which is pretty cool. Now, if you wanted to do another one of these, you can go ahead and snap it there. And then the snap cycle with the G key. So there we go. There's that one. Now, I went ahead and made these things that are called precisely the Stuctures Plus Large Stone Wall. And these are really cool too for this kind of thing. Because look at that. They're like 4 walls stacked together. So you can build big fence walls very, very easily. Now, I was also going to show you. Let's see if I have any on me. I've got a Stuctures plus stone wall on me. And these things have no collision. So if I didn't like that little gap right there, I could fill it in. So we're going to be able to build a totally even fence all the way across here. It's totally level, rather than having it go up and down with the terrain. So I'm going to use a combination of these and the Behemoth Gateway to fence this area off. And then we'll get sticking out here and I'll figure out how I'm going to lay out the lighthouse. So let me get this part done and I'll show you what I did. Oh, and just real quick, this thing has 300 slots, I just discovered, so you can really load it up. And the beauty of crafting tables like this in mods is that when you're mass producing parts, it also doesn't slow down your character. So that's cool. Even if it's just one thing like that, you know, I could still move around, jump around, even though I'm crafting. And if I was making 100 of something, it could happen in here rather than on me too. So that's very cool. And as I do this, one thing I wanted to show you is I was actually able to snap them downhill all the way until here. And you can see how they actually get taller just to match up. But at this point, it came off the ground and I can't go any further down. So for the purposes of doing this, I'm going to go out into the water actually as far as I want to go and then snap uphill like you usually do with pillars. But I just wanted to show you the limit because they can go downhill quite a bit, which is pretty neat. Actually, I take that back. I was able to snap one underneath the one that was floating, and now I can continue downhill. So that's very cool. And then they stack. Alright everybody, I'm taking a break from the building. I will show you what I accomplished in a little bit, but right now, Aaron and I, hello Aaron.
Hello.
Are making some kibble. We've been saving up some eggs. We have so many dillo eggs right now. And I've found 5 dodo eggs so far on the beach as well. And I want to use them to make... well, basically the goal right now is to get some dinos to help with all the harvesting because it's too much doing it by hand. So I've got this going on here. My plan was to get a pteranodon to scout for a dodie, but Aaron, as ARK does, has found a 162 Anki, so we're moving on to that at the moment.
Couldn't pass it up.
Couldn't pass it up, but anyway, the same kibble will work. Oh, I don't need both of those. The same kibble will work for the dodies and the Ankis. So hopefully by the end of this, we'll end up with a dodie. We're certainly going to end up with an Anki. And we might end up with a pteranodon as well. That's what the dodo eggs are for. So anyway, just wanted to show you that. Nothing too exciting. And why is this not making? What am I missing?
Why don't we tame some female dodos and get a couple more eggs?
We could do that. That would be the smart way. It just happened to be where I was working on the gate over there. Had a bunch of wild dodos that were just dropping
gotcha.
eggs for me, and they actually weren't aggroing when I picked them up. So, all right, folks. So we'll see you when something else exciting happens. Just wanted to share cooking with Monkeypuzzle. Oh, I gotta get some water. That's why this isn't still happening. That's why I put it right here. Alright, so here is that 162 Anki. And it's looking pretty nice, man. Look at that. 4,200 health in the wild. So
Yep.
let's put... we're going to give it 7 of this Dillo egg kibble. I don't want to give it any extra.
It should pop right up, man.
Yeah.
Should be ready to go.
We got 100% taming effectiveness. Awesome.
Ooh, yeah.
Is this a BMP?
Yeah.
BMP what? He's like... what do you call this guy?
I also tamed a scorpion during the break. I wasn't going to, but it came at me and I had trank arrows loaded, so it went unconscious. So I threw some meat on it, some spoiled meat.
Yep.
I figure it can lay some eggs.
Mm-hmm. Oop, he's getting hurt on that. Okay, let's put this out. Come here. Let me just go ahead and put the saddle on it.
Go ahead and break all these walls.
Alrighty. Let's see what he came out at.
Got like 6,000 HP and like 410 weight, which is awesome.
That's fantastic. So if you guys don't know, one of BLP's goals this season is to do lots of kibble taming. So I'm gonna adopt that goal too, because it's not something I've done much in the past. I usually was happy with Prime or Majos, but we're gonna go for, like you said, go for the fences.
For the important dinos, like Dodix, Ankies, like RGs, Rexes, like the stuff that we use a lot.
Right.
I want to do some breeding, and I want the best possible thing I can get, you know?
Mm-hmm. And so we got the 180 max levels, so if we kibble tame 180s and then breed them, we can get some pretty amazing dinos for sure.
Yeah, we should end up with, like, if we kibble tame a 180, it should come out around 270. So that's not too shabby.
Should we take this guy back?
Yep.
Okay.
I totally shot that RG, but it didn't pay attention. And we don't want it to aggro on something else later on. So Raleigh tamed this Pachyrhinosaurus thing. So we figured that I'll try to use its calming effect. And Monkeypuzzle can kill that thing with the Anki that we just tamed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I came in late on that recording, but you got the part about the Pachyrhinosaurus, and we're gonna test this guy's metal out on this Calico here, because he's gonna aggro on people's dinos. We have had this happen before.
He's probably stuck in the water. Stuff's been getting stuck in there all day.
He's still got some knockback. So you want to keep gassing?
Yeah, there's a cooldown on it. There we go. Doesn't look like it worked.
No, and it's only going to last until I hit him anyway, right? There we go.
Sorry, I had to steal that one from you. Thanks, Raleigh.
Leveling up your dinos.
This Pachyrhino was fighting a Diplodocus earlier.
All right, folks, before I get too off on the tangent trying to tame dinos, you know, and the taming is for this. Tired of using the hatchet. Oh, we got a Pelagornis up there. This is how far I got here. So you can see the tall walls, the extra big walls or whatever they're called, all that stuff I showed you. And I put this stuff down because they've got it set for resources to respawn very close to structures. So I just did this to keep the doors clear, and I think it looks kind of nice. And we're almost out, I think, as far as we need to go. No dino's going to get around that. So next episode, I'm going to work on starting the foundation, at least, of the lighthouse right here. And hopefully, by the time I get to the top of it, I'll be at level 60. Because that's what it's going to take to use some of the stuff from the Platform Plus mod. And there's some nice wedge pieces that will make like a nice circular top to it that I could use if I get to that. Although there are triangle pieces that come with Stuctures Plus too. But I have to get to level 60 to open up those wedgies. So doing some taming in the meantime is also just a good way to procrastinate. So we're going to go off looking for maybe a Pteranodon, maybe a Dodie right now. And then I'm not sure if that's going to fit into this episode or not. You'll know better than I do right now. Okay. If not, I'm going to sign out for now just to be safe. Hello. He's about to push me out of the way. Yes. So this is Monkeypuzzle. Thank you for watching till the very end, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.